Okay.
Pick a card, huh? Pick a card, any card. Pick a tarot card. Fill for you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wild Unknown.
I like tarot. I've got a handful of different decks in the other room.
Cool.
Yeah, I like the Fool is kind of a mascot for the show.
Oh, right.
The Fool.
Yeah. The unknown.
Yeah, well, the beginner's mind too.
Yeah.
The Zero card. The Fool is the character that walks through the tarot deck and has the experience. Changed by every person he meets and all the different experiences, all the way to the World card, the last card of the tarot deck.
Wow.
So I like the idea of the beginner's mind, and it seemed apropos for what I'm doing here. Meeting people, learning things, stumbling along the way, not needing to be perfect,
Yeah.
trying
Nice.
to kind of making my own way.
Yeah. I didn't know that about the Fool card. Thanks
Yeah.
for teaching me that.
Yeah. I like the Fool. Let's see here. Oh, that seems perfect. The World.
Ooh.
I got the
Speaking
World.
of.
Yeah, speaking of the World card. It's beautiful. You see that?
So, when the Fool gets to the world, what happens?
Good question. I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
Can you put that in the box and I'll read a little something about the World card. Because it's a never-ending, we're never finished. I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, most people, I would think, know that. We're never, it's
Yeah.
not like we're dead.
Yeah.
And then we'll have whatever we all believe is the next stage. But
Yeah.
until that day, we're constantly changing and iterating towards growth or decay or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Sometimes we act as if, though, if only we have this or that, or if only we do this or that, everything will be okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be done.
Or like, once this happens, I'll start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Once this happens, then I'll be able to start my life and everything will be great.
Right. Right. I'll be able to do the thing I really want.
Once that
Yeah.
happens, yeah. I think that's a pretty common one. Let's see. The World. Card number 21. When I look at this, I see kind of a night sky with stars in it, but the stars almost look like fireworks or flowers. And then there's, I don't know, an eye with flowers in the middle of it. But the eye almost, I don't know, it has like a snake coiled around, or like there's like a snake skin.
Mm.
And this seems like piano, but it's not a piano. I don't know what it is.
Mm.
What do you see when you look at that
Mm.
illustration?
Yeah, I mean, I always see the night sky.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere I look, when I look within, I often see the night sky. Yeah.
Sit up and speak into the microphone if you could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not just left, right. It's also every angle symmetry. Yeah. Yeah, and going into the center.
Yeah, like a.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at it together. Yeah, definitely symmetry. I see that. Yeah, and some movement towards the center.
Yeah.
The World. The World. I think people think sometimes when I think of the world, I could think of Earth, or I could think of the universe,
Yeah.
like all realms of
Mm-hmm.
the physical
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world represents, well, the keywords for the world are for fulfillment, completion, achievement, mastery, and wholeness.
Okay.
Which makes sense for this. It's almost like the Zen circle.
Yeah.
You know that there's a little overlap at the top, but it's a circle. It's that wholeness.
Yeah.
The world represents the end of the fool's journey. You've trekked down an arduous path of awakening and finally reached your destination. In many decks, the world card shows a young woman, sometimes nude, holding a double-ended wand that points both upward and downward, suggesting as above, so below. The Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the woman is encircled by a wreath, bound at the top and bottom by ribbons that call to mind the infinity symbol. She's dancing. As Isadora Duncan believed, one truly lives only when one dances.
Hmm.
I could see that wreath, maybe this circle around the eye center. Um, we don't have I have the Rider-Waite deck cards here, but I'm not going to pull it out. We'll just read. It was upright, I believe, and it says, harmony reigns and you are progressing in accord with your destiny. Success is assured when the world card appears upright. Everything is available to you. Honors, love, happiness, abundance. Whatever you undertake now will prosper. A financial endeavor, a career move, a relationship. This card symbolizes the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one.
Wow, Phil.
What a wonderful card. Huh? And it's interesting that we were talking about the Fool
Yeah.
being kind of a mascot for my show, and then to pull the world card.
Yeah, you mentioned the world card
Yeah, I
actually
did.
when you were talking about the fool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you pulled, let's see, you pulled the Mother of Cups, which we talked about. The cups was about holding things
Yeah.
and about emotions.
Yeah.
And I'll read that one again. But before I move on, I feel good reading that card, the world card for me.
Yeah.
Uh, we just talked about never being done, and I don't feel done. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
will be done. But it does feel good to get a card that says, you've reached a pinnacle, or
Yeah.
you've like learned or processed a set
Mm.
of experiences.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great.
Because as soon as the fool's done with one world, I imagine he's on to the next one.
Yeah. Or like takes a little vacation.
Yeah, takes a little vacation.
And the fool's vacation is staying in one place
Yeah.
instead of traveling.
Mm-hmm. Hanging out.
Yeah.
Not worrying about that cliff right there.
Yeah.
Playing with that dog.
Right. Right.
For the Queen of Cups, you pulled the Mother of Cups, which I think in the traditional tarot deck is the Queen of Cups. What do you see when you look at that card?
Okay. Well, I see the night sky again. But I see all these different colored stars. So that's kind of fun, about differences and diversity and, sparkly, twinkly rainbow light, something I'm into. And yeah, so this morning I actually watched a duckling dive below the water and then come back up and dive below the water and come back up
Mm-hmm.
over and over. And that was just interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something I think we do with our goals, but also with our consciousness.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that.
I think about kids. You said a duckling.
Yeah.
And if there's safety, if you are able to raise your children where they feel comfortable and safe and protected by you, it gives them the courage to go away from you a little bit into scary places, unknown places, into uncertainty, and then come back to you for a little respite.
Yeah.
The same way the duckling might have came back up for air.
Yeah.
And then went down into the deep, dark unknown, searching for food or whatever, like a child would search for nourishment or experience or adventure.
Yeah. Nice. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned holding, and the thing I kind of thought when I was preparing for this today was about holding space for you and
Mhm.
asking you some questions that I'm interested in
Oh, okay.
about your abilities. And that's something that NLP is really good at, I think, or has an interesting take on.
Holding space for folks
Yeah, I
and
think
learning
so.
from them.
Yes.
Yeah, I could learn from you by how you learn from me.
Yeah. Right on. Why not?
Yeah, I like
How
it.
fun is that?
I think it's a ton of fun. The keywords for the Queen of Cups, and I'm looking at this through the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot,
Cool.
The Complete Guide to Understanding the Tarot. I have another one,
Wow.
Learning the Tarot by Joan Bunning, but I grabbed this one first. So,
What's the published date on that?
what is the published date on this? Let's see. It's here she goes. 2017.
Okay.
It's kind of an older book, a more recent book. Yeah.
Hmm.
Creativity, fertility, strong emotion, change, and intuition. The upright queen represents deep emotions, compassion, and caring. When she comes up, you're experiencing strong feelings about someone or something. She can also urge you to use your intuition or express your creativity. If this card signifies a real person, she's nurturing and generous, a mother figure, ruled by her heart, not by her head. She's changeable and sometimes unreliable. The Queen of Cups, here's a quote from Chris Walder. The Lover's Path Tarot is his book, his or her book. I'm not sure if it's a Chris is a male or anyway. The Queen of Cups is like a body of water, ever flowing onward as she brings inspiration and feeling to the world. Though she may sometimes seem as mutable as the sea itself, she is ever true to her heart. Mutable as the sea itself. What do you think that means? I don't understand that one. Though she may sometimes seem as mutable as the sea itself. Mutable would be like able to shut off.
Or oh no, it's a different. I think it means changeable. Yeah,
Changeable. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, so like the ocean changes a whole lot based on the weather of the day and
Mm-hmm.
the tides and everything.
Yeah.
It changes sometimes in predictable ways, but other times you're just sitting by the ocean and you're just out of reach of the waves coming in and out. And then you get a big wave and you get all wet and it's kind of fun.
Changeable.
Yeah.
So she may sometimes seem changeable, but she has this deep connection to her heart with regard to her discernment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
That does sound fun. Although the heart can be really impacted by emotions, whatever emotions are present, the heart could.
Yeah.
Which is probably when it talks about not being reliable.
Yeah.
Whatever emotions are present at that time, they're going to really rule the day with regard to how they see the world and the people in it
Yeah.
and what they're going to want to do.
Yeah.
I think of times when you might have a partner and you ask them if they want to do something like go on a hike or go, go out to eat. And they'll
Yeah.
say no. And they might not be saying no to the hike or the walk, but they might be
Yeah.
saying no to relating at that time
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because something's up or they're not feeling it.
Yeah.
Although they might not want to hike too.
Yeah. And the other thing about the realm of the heart is when we can be present to it, then we don't have these areas of contraction. When we can allow our emotions to teach us and to guide us, they have really important information about our experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's something there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are you going to write?
First, I'm going to write your name, Katie Raver.
Yeah, Raver.
Katie
Yeah.
Raver.
Uh-huh.
In this book, I have all the different
Wow.
notes. I either take notes or I pretend to take notes or I do a little bit of both.
You got to keep that for the Harry Ransom library. They're going to want it someday.
And this notes on Buddhism. Katie Raver, is that how you pronounce it? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Katie Raver. And your title?
Oh, NLP master trainer, I guess.
LP master. Well, you said, I guess, what else would it be?
Oh, adventurous heart.